This is the first video following the introduction regarding all the terminology that's needed to understand all the learning to be done for Salesforce's Data Cloud. This is the official glossary of terms, and in this spreadsheet I have two tabs. One currently has all of the official glossary terms, plus a few that ChatGPT offered me when I asked it to help me format the glossary into these two columns. And I kept them and marked in pink the items that are not part of the glossary but that ChatGPT offered. And that is followed by, and the ones marked in yellow are ones that I found I needed to focus on for myself because I did not see much about them in my studies. And then it goes on to these acronyms that I identified while I was studying and other terminology that I identified while I was studying. So that's ordered in that sequence, but the one that I'll be talking about most is this one. So we can see that the topics that I mentioned earlier, starting with general business terms, then SalesforceCRM, and then going into Marketing Cloud and other Salesforce marketing products, and then into marketing terminology and so forth. Here I'm sequencing the number of terms in each category. So let's go ahead and get started with general business terms. Here we have B2B, and I could have a separate row for the acronym, but I didn't do that. That means business to business, and that's when a business is marketing to other businesses and selling to other businesses, versus B2C, which is when businesses are marketing directly to customers or consumers, meaning more like individuals or households than businesses. Extensibility is an engineering and system design principle that allows for future growth by allowing for the easy development and sharing of key capabilities and functionality. So that's just a broad general term about designing for scale and for the future. Interoperability of systems, or interoperable, is the ability of systems to easily connect and communicate with one another. And I also came across the term interoperability of data. It's not in the official glossary, but it means making data usable wherever you need it. And that would be a guiding principle of Data Cloud. SSOT, what does that acronym stand for? Single source of truth, or single system of truth. And that's what we are going for. We've long called SalesforceCRM the single source of truth. And now that's being extended to Data Cloud to say we're going to bring not just the SalesforceCRM data, but data from all kinds of external sources together into Data Cloud, and then that will be our single source of truth. A data collection is the ability to acquire data from many different systems and sources. And that is the end of our general terms section. We'll move on to SalesforceCRM terms. And I did want to say that people will be coming to Data Cloud studies from very different directions. Some may be coming from the world of SalesforceCRM and may or may not know much about marketing and Marketing Cloud. Others may be coming from Marketing Cloud and not know a lot about SalesforceCRM. So this is a great leveling project to bring everybody together to learn all of this terminology. So starting with CRM, again, that could be its own acronym in its own line, stands for Customer Relationship Management, which is a technology for managing all of a company's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. And of course, Salesforce is the leading CRM. And within Data Cloud, Salesforce CRM refers to Sales Cloud and Service Cloud accounts, because we can bring the data from Sales Cloud and Service Cloud into Data Cloud. And also, Data Cloud sits inside a Salesforce org, and we'll get to org in a minute. The data that's being brought in from all those external services doesn't physically sit in the CRM in the same way that the sales and service data sits in Salesforce, but we do manage Data Cloud from within a Salesforce org. Hyperforce is not in the official glossary, but it is Salesforce's next generation infrastructure architecture built for the public cloud, providing Salesforce applications with compliance, security, privacy, agility, and scalability, and gives customers more choice over data residency. An instance is the cluster of software and hardware represented as a single logical server that hosts not just one organization's data, but many organizations' data, and runs its applications. So an instance, and this word is often used interchangeably with org. We all do it. Kind of like lowercase instance is your org, your company's Salesforce instance or org. But from a technical standpoint, capital I instance really means the cluster of software and hardware that's serving as a server that can serve multiple orgs on one instance. And so we have ways to look up which instance our org is sitting on. We can go learn about what's going on with that instance using trust.salesforce.com and other web pages. So the instance is the server where multiple orgs are served from. And then we have this idea of tenancy. Since multiple orgs are sitting on the same instance, we are sharing resources. So an org in Salesforce Service, it's a multi-tenant architecture, which means we have multiple orgs residing on the same servers. And the tenant-specific endpoint is a unique system-generated subdomain assigned to your tenant. An org is a deployment of Salesforce with a defined set of licensed users, including a collection of data and metadata tied to a specific customer, the Salesforce customer. It's accessible by a defined set of Salesforce users. Each org is considered to be its own deployment of Salesforce. And I should add this item metadata to define that to this glossary. But metadata is sort of like the data about the data, the structure in which the data is stored. So the objects, the fields names, the reports and dashboards, the skeleton of your Salesforce org, what the configuration, the way your org is configured is all metadata. And then your data about your customers or whatever data you're tracking in Salesforce is stored within that metadata structure. A field is a storage container for data. And in Data Cloud, that term field is used interchangeably with the term attribute. And then there are associated terms for field metadata, which includes the field's API name, the field's description, the field's type, and other field properties. The label is a user-created name that identifies an object, field, or attribute. And the object manager in Salesforce is an admin tool for creating custom objects, using the schema builder, and viewing all objects stored in Salesforce or in the data cloud. And finally, we have Salesforce data pipelines, which is in the official glossary of terms. I did not come across this in my studies of data cloud, but there it is. It's a product that Salesforce offers that can clean, transform, and enrich large volumes of data at scale. This is a different product from data cloud. And we will probably see later that though data cloud can do a bit of cleaning and transforming of data, it's not primarily intended for that purpose. And so if that's your primary need, I think that may be why they're pointing us to this Salesforce data pipelines tool, which could be used for that purpose. And we'll stop there in this video and move on to Marketing Cloud and other Salesforce marketing products and marketing terminology next.